You are cordially invited to return to the channel and join the XRP family. XRP, XRP, XRP. I have no doubt that you are all enjoying a wonderful time because we have gotten off to such a good start in the fourth quarter. I have no doubt that your portfolio is looking magnificent right now if you have XRP and other crypto assets in your possession. In addition, this is something that we have been looking forward to, and I am aware that a lot of people who are against us are going to be at a loss for words right now. However, we are going to be discussing what is going on, as well as providing you with updates on XRP that you will find enjoyable. Please make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Your bell symbol is turned on, which means that you will be notified whenever we upload something new. However, taking a look at everything once more, I am confident that you guys do not require any kind of introduction at this point. From the very beginning, we are off to a very strong start. Right now, the market as a whole is showing signs of improvement. At this very moment, the price of XRP is 2.94. Incredible. To give you an idea, 3.4%, but we're kind of falling behind in terms of Bitcoin, which has dropped by approximately 0.4%. With a trading volume of $6 billion during the course of 24 hours, the valuation was $176 billion. As is customary, I would want to make it clear that the content on this channel does not constitute financial advice. If you are considering investing in cryptocurrency, you should always conduct your own research and due diligence. Not only has XRP surpassed Bitcoin, but it has also surpassed the trade volume on South Korea's main exchange. Permit that to sink in. An influx of liquidity is occurring. The demand for XRP in Asia is no longer decreasing. With each Ripple move, fuel is added. You are paying attention, EU not. In addition, I am aware that there are going to be certain individuals who will come forth and say, listen, cryptocurrencies EX, take a look at the overall volume of Bitcoin. On the other hand, you should know that we are discussing one of the largest exchanges in the world, which is quite impressive. As a result, you should be aware that this is a consideration that we shouldn't really be taking relatively lightly. The following is something that I would like you all to pay very close attention to, and I would like to give a shout you to X Finance Bo for sharing it because it provides an excellent perspective on the entire situation. Nevertheless, going on a little serious issue, maybe, I'm not trying to put an end to the party here for a lot of people, but of course, I want to share something with you guys. I would want to thank Nate Garcia. It would appear that a lengthy closure of the government would undoubtedly have an effect on the introduction of a new location, according to Nate Garcia, as a result of the most recent, lapse in funding and the shutdown of the government. Crypto exchange traded funds, ETFs, may be put on hold for a short period of time, according to the SEC's operation plan. Again, if something like this were to occur, it is important to keep in mind that there are a lot of deadlines that are approaching, but I believe that tomorrow is a very significant business day. The next 24 hours are of the utmost significance. For the reason that I am saying this, I would want to bring to your attention the fact that tomorrow, the Litecoin Exchange Traded Fund, ETF, will be submitting its application to the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. The way in which people respond to that is going to be really important to us since this is the most important issue. In light of this, we now have a complete understanding of what is going to take place. Can we expect them to give their blessing? Would they be willing to postpone it? Are they going to give their blessing to all of the other exchange? However, if they do not, it is possible that we will continue until November. Leave a comment below and let me know. Regardless of what you guys personally think about this, this is something that we ought to be keeping our eyes closed on. Check out this for yourself. A trader's realized price of $160,000 has been retrieved by Bitcoin, which has pushed the cryptocurrency back into the bull phase with Q4 targets, which are aiming for a whopping $160,000 to $200,000. As for Bitcoin, it is currently riding a wave that is heading back in the direction of the upside. It is to obtain $118,000 in total. This is something that could not be more exciting in light of what is occurring with Bitcoin at the moment. This is incomprehensibly incredible. To reiterate, there are a great number of individuals who, whether you choose to believe it or not, were skeptical that the price of Bitcoin would return to these levels. As we sit here, there are a great number of people that are not present at this point in time. 118,300. In spite of the fact that we are going to end the month of October on such a strong note, I am forecasting that all-time highs will be retested much more quickly. However, Bitcoin is due for a new all-time high because let's have a look at this right here. The SP 500 index reaches a new all-time high. However, we will try to cast some light on the SP a little bit later on. At this point, it is time for Bitcoin to stand out. Considering that the cryptocurrency market has gained 160 billion in market valuation since the beginning of October 1st, it is clear that this happened. That is the amount of money that has been brought in, and it hasn't even been 24 hours yet. There is a great deal of excitement at the moment, and Binance and Tether are now leading the way in terms of XRP's net inflows, which has caused the price to rise to 294. Therefore, it is a more open market. However, take a look at this and realize that putting money away and shipping it across Africa shouldn't be a time-consuming or expensive process. Our stablecoin that is backed by the United States dollar is changing that. Also, you should know that RLUSD is shining, utilizes quite an amount of usage all over the world. Isn't that simply the beginning of things? You are aware that we are lowering costs, increasing speed, and providing dependable access to consumers and businesses all over the continent as a result of our relationship with Chippers and Valor.com and Yellowcard. It's a major deal. In addition, this provides us with a far greater comprehension of the amount of use cases that RLUSD actually possesses for itself. On the other hand, let's take a look at what's going on with the dominance in this situation. At this very moment, the dominance rate is at 59.09%, continuing to range at the same level as we were the day before. Consequently, we are not going to slow down or return to the position we were in during the month of September. Exactly at this point, the excitement begins to truly set in. Nevertheless, take a look at the enormity of a green day that we have already seen, seeing as how dominant is still at 59%. With that being said, I am certain that you guys are probably, putting two and one together. When we are at 57%, just try to picture where it would be otherwise. And that is a worthwhile thing to be considering at this moment. At this very moment, Bitcoin is doing nothing short of exploding. 118,167 in total. You should have a look at this stunning bounce right now. Additionally, we are well on our way to bringing the monthly candle to an end on such a heartening note, and I cannot wait for that to happen. And I am certain that the market is going to react in a positive manner. However, you want to see the dominance beginning to decline. Even while that is something that we really want to see happen, I believe that the supremacy is also kind of related to the fact that the government is currently shut down. Moving up, and keep in mind that the SP has a fairly decent track record in the past whenever there has been a shutdown of the government. If you look at the historical patterns, you will notice that the SP index has a tendency to move higher, but gold is now doing quite well. Regarding the question of whether or not Bitcoin will be regarded as a safe haven asset, I believe that one more time. In addition, you should be aware that this was the primary component of Bitcoin that was plainly being launched. When times were uncertain, it was obviously a hedge against inflation, and it was also during times of uncertainty. Maybe Bitcoin is the next leader in terms of, the wave towards the upside. And Bitcoin is definitely showing that right now. But again, Q4 couldn't have started on a positive note if you're looking at extra piece price R. Right now, 2194 again, we're about to close in the 23.6, the daily candle here as well. I'm targeting $3 in the next, I wouldn't even be surprised. Let's actually put this into perspective. That would be quite remarkable if the $3 barrier level were to be retested for the first time since September 21st, which is something that is expected to happen within the next few hours right now. This is something that I am looking forward to, particularly if we are able to close here, which it appears that we are capable of achieving. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think about this thing. We are grateful for all the affection. Now is the time to make a reservation. I am going to make sure that you are kept up to date each and every day. There are no vacation days. I assure you that we will provide you with updates on a daily basis, regardless of the occasion, whether it be Christmas, Halloween, or any other particular event. This is a promise that I have made to you. At this point, I am going to give it my all. I'm going to hold a giveaway for you guys if I fall short of a day, so make sure you guys don't miss out on it. Just so you know, I'll stick to it. Please let me know in the comment section below where you are waiting for a follow me on X if you are not already subscribed. My apologies, the link can be found in the description box directly below. See you later, we promise. Take a deep breath and crypto ZX.